Let's be real, staying alone is nice and it's comfortable, it's peaceful, but moving abroad and staying alone is a completely different thing. You get really lonely, not just being alone, you get lonely because this is not the environment that you're used to, and of course it's going to feel different. So in this episode I'm going to tell you how tough it is to stay, but you have to push through because already you're here in Korea, so find a way to make it work. Remember that with everything that we've been through, we've talked about you teaching and how fun it is. We've talked about how traveling is going to be like if you come here. All those things are fun things to do, but let's talk the reality of everything else that you are going to find when you get here in Korea. You are going to get lonely, as I mentioned. You will be going to coffee shops alone, making dinner dates by yourself, especially if you are new to the city and you want to get out of the house, because like I said, it gets lonely in the house. So when you are getting out of the house, you are going to make plans to go to a coffee shop. There are a lot of coffee shops in Korea. They're so ecstatic. It's like there's so much to see, a lot of coffee shop to visit. Like there's a lot. Coffee shops are everywhere, in every corner, and most of them, they are really beautiful. So you would want to go out and just be outside the house and have coffee by yourself. That's lonely too, but you learn to do those things by yourself. So you pour into yourself more than you would if you were in South Africa. You know that there's your family always around to catch up, your friends here and there. But here you're in a new country and you're by yourself. So make those calls. You are going to do something like that. I've been to coffee dates, so I am not telling you something I've never experienced. I've went out to dinner dates by myself. I would dress up, look cute, and go to a dinner date and enjoy myself and come back and say, "Who? I had fun. I went out." So journaling. You are going to journal a lot because everything is in your head and you need to take it out. No better way to take things out of your head if you don't have anyone to talk to than to journal. So because you don't have friends to talk to, so journaling is going to be your best friend. Okay, the first few months are the hardest because you are far from your family, you are far from your friends. There's a new language, there's a new culture. Everything is exciting but also isolating because you don't know the language. So how are you going to communicate and make friends that easily? Because you are not going to find the people of your color or people from your country who would understand you the instant they saw you. So did I say that word right? Anyway, you know what I mean. So you are going to feel like you're being isolated, and also the different time zones is going to make it hard for you to stay in touch with your family on video calls all the time. I've learned to live with not having to call my family and friends during the week because time difference. By the time they're working, I'm home. By the time they're home, I'm sleeping. By the time I wake up, they're sleeping. So it just goes like that. But small things like foods and sounds and your mother tongue, you are going to miss those things. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up in everything that is going on. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, I've heard stories of people who will cry because they miss home. Because one minute you are happy, the next you are sad. You're like, how I wish I could spend all this wealth and happiness with my family and friends, because you can't get everything, right? You get some things, you lose some. Like it's like that, the cycle of life. So you would get that loneliness to a feeling that you get so emotional and you don't know what to deal with. You don't know how to deal with your emotions. But I promise you, it gets better. How? You may ask. One, find a community. How do you find a community? Join the expert group. We have South Africans in South Korea. You can connect and say, hey guys, I'm new, I'm in this city, who wants to hang out? And then people are always willing to come and hang out with you. And then if those are not your kind of people, and then you tried, and then eventually you'll find the people who would work well with your spirit. And also you can use apps like Bumble for BFF. Finding friends, not for men. Find friends, not men. Oh my goodness, I cannot emphasize that enough. Find friends, not men. Don't find a man if you're lonely. Find friends, please. I beg you. Okay, make friends. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Just make friends, but don't go for men. Go for girls, find girlfriends, have girlfriends, find them, not men. If you go on these apps, don't go on apps where you are going to be looking for a man. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, with that being said, I hope you got the message. So you can find friends. You can also connect with people at work. In my first school, I didn't have any foreign teachers, it was only me. And then luckily one day I was like, let me go take a walk. And then I met a South African walking. She was coming from a convenience store, Jessie. She was coming from a convenience store and she was like, hey, I know South African when I see one. I was like, hello, hi. Oh, that's when we knew, like, I know you. I know where you're from. And then we talked, and then she told me, oh, I'm just chilling with my friends in my apartment. Do you want to join us? Like that. And then I joined them. We had the best time of our lives. Okay, they were having a few drinks and catching up with their friends at home. So I did that. I spent time with them. Later, we made plans for dinner. We went for dinner and then we watched a movie. It was so nice. I felt at home. It was so nice. Like, that's how I started making friends. At first I was also lonely, staying in the house, like trying to find things to do. I didn't even know how to start finding things to do. Also, you can go to find English churches around you if you can, and make friends in church. You can also hang out with, I love people from church because you can hang out with those people from church, and it's so nice because they want to interact with you in English so they can improve their English. So you get a friend. They will invite you to coffees and dinners, and do that. Be out there, be welcoming, be invitable, if there's a word like that. We also have language exchanges in Korea. You get Phoebe or free soju. I don't know. I've never been to a language exchange. I always said I would go because 1 year ago I had a colleague who invited me to one, but unfortunately our schedules didn't match because I went to the gym after work, and that's the time where he went to the language exchange. So I never got to go with that colleague of mine. And also, you can also find friends on Instagram, guys. Like, friends will find you on Instagram. It's fine. Just connect with South Africans. Like, hey, how are you? Which city are you on? Just also, if you were very quiet back at home, this is where you learn to speak. Learn to speak, because no one is going to come to you. You don't have friends that you came with and then you are going to just move along with. You need to learn how to speak. That's a skill that you need to develop if it was not there. Besides you going to class and teaching, you need that skill outside too, because if you are not talking and the next person is not talking, then who's going to make the conversation? How is it going to start? How are you going to make friends if you don't do that? So do that. And then also, like, building a real life here, it's nice. You can. It's one of the things that you can do. So, one, because you're already here and you know you're going to be here for a year, don't wait, because now you got this video and you know things that that you can be aware of. So what you can do is make your apartment feel at home. Have pictures, have candles, have like make your apartment cozy and accommodating and like let it be inviting to you. When you come in and you chill, you're like, oh, I'm home. That's how it should feel. If it doesn't feel that way, it feels like you are here to rent and live, you will get even more lonely, because even your apartment gets cold when you don't make it cozy and you don't make it feel like home. So it would get cold and like feel like you have bad spirits in your house. But no, they're not bad spirits. Just buy the couch, light a kind of candle, buy artificial flowers, make your house look nice. Like buy a few things just here and there, accessorize your house, make it look nice. That way you feel at home when you come back from work. You're like, oh, I'm home. I feel that way every time I come to my house. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I'm home. So do that. You can learn basic Korean too to feel more independent, because you can go around and talking to people in English, because some of them will not want to speak to you in English and they will continue speaking in Korean. They're like, girl, you're here. Why are you speaking in Korean? English? Like, at least say something in Korean. Show them that you are trying, and then they'll accommodate you somehow if they are nice. Because just like back at home, not everyone is going to be nice. So we try, we get what we can. I'm so sorry, my video was disturbed by a call, but let's move on. I was saying learn basic Korean so that you can communicate things like thank you, can I have this, how much is it, here you go, like simple things. I'm sorry, see, excuse me, learn those things. Hello in Korean. Like if you go to a convenience store and you say 안녕하세요, then even the person there is like, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to worry about now I have to take out my phone, because some of them, they don't feel like taking out their phones in order to talk to you, because are you going to translate everything? Nah, come on, you can't translate hello, you can't translate thank you. Like learn a few things. Like you don't have to learn like all the Korean there is or everything. Just learn something, basics. Also find hobbies. I found hobbies. I like going to the gym, I like journaling, I like reading books. So I've got things to do. I like going out. Personally, I would just leave my house and go to a coffee shop, which was never a thing. When I started doing it as something that would make me want to get out of the house. But now I enjoy doing it. Like I don't feel like I have to so that I get out of the house. I do it because I want to. And I'm like, I know I'm going to feel good in that space. And that's where I journal mostly. Start a YouTube channel like I did. Well, I did a year later. So I guess that doesn't really count a lot. But yeah, you get what I mean. And then create traditions. I created my solo dates. I did like every weekend I will make sure I go to a park. That's what I did when I first started. Like my first 6 months, not 6 months, like my last 6 months of my first contract, that's what I started doing. I started like going to coffee shops, going to the park every Saturday. If I have like, I never had anything to do anyway. Every Saturday I'll slip in as much as I can. When I wake up, I take a shower, get dressed, find the nearest park, take a bus, go there, buy snacks at the convenience store, very cheap. Buy snacks at the convenience store, go there, sit down, enjoy my snack, music, and I just chill and look at nature. And it made me feel good. And I would take pictures of myself. Like I started buying a tripod. I take pictures of myself. If you see my pictures on my first year, you would think that I would go out with someone, but no, I just took pictures of myself. And then I promise you, it gets better. How does it get better? One day you'll realize that, you know what, I can do this life alone. I mean, I don't mean alone, but I mean like you can survive by yourself, living by yourself in an apartment. You don't need your family to be here. That's what I mean. So you will laugh again, you will have fun again, you won't be sad, you won't be lonely, you won't be bored, all those things. And then you realize that you're not just surviving, but you are living and you're having fun and you're having a good time. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait for the weekend because you have plans, you know what you want to do. And also remembering that loneliness is not permanent, it's just a part of a transition and you're not broken, you're becoming something. So by the time you get lonely and you learn to live and find ways to overcome your loneliness, that's a transition that you need to go through in order for you to grow as a person. I've always said this, that if you learn yourself, if you talk to yourself enough or be by yourself enough to know what kind of a person you are, you will not have trouble going out there and meeting other people, because as soon as you meet a person and you're like, no, your vibe doesn't roll with my vibe, and then you're like, okay, bye. I've met people that I've only seen, like, I've only went out once with them, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm good, we're okay, I don't hate you, it's just that your spirit is too high for me. I'm more like a middle kind of girl, so if you're too high and I know I cannot handle a lot of energy that you have, because I have my own people that when the energy goes up and then when everyone is tired, no one is still up there and saying, let's go to the second location. I don't do second locations. Me and second locations don't mix. So as soon as I meet people who say we're going out and this is where we're going, and they start with second locations, never meeting me again. You're never going to see me again. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment your questions, subscribe, and be nice. I love you. Follow for more.